Disappointments, rejections, injustices, physical pain and illness, all of these adversities are inherent to the human condition, no matter who you are, how much you earn financially or what material possessions you have. Inevitably, you will face devastating experiences and encounter difficult emotions throughout your life. You will inevitably lose your loved ones and also face the reality of death. How to maintain mental resistance in the face of all this? Although these universal truths often inspire fear and are often ignored, denial does not make them go away. Instead, it makes us helpless and utterly vulnerable when faced with adversity. Stoicism offers an alternative approach, suggesting proactive and advanced preparation for these challenging times. By deliberately training your mind, you cultivate the inner strength necessary to withstand even the most severe difficulties life can present. Seneca's collection of writings, a historical one, is particularly known for offering valuable information and practical advice on how to cultivate mental strength and resilience. Lucius Zanel Seneca was a prominent Roman philosopher, statesman, and playwright who lived from 4 BC to 65 AD. He is widely regarded as one of the key figures in the philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches individuals to develop mental toughness and resilience, enabling them to face challenges. Life's challenges with calm and poise. In this video, we present 6 ways to develop mental toughness based on Stoic philosophy. These insights can help you cultivate a strong mindset and the tools you need to face life's difficulties with courage and strength. Now, before we continue with this incredible knowledge, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, if you're not already subscribed, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any knowledge. After all, it can change your life. Focus on one activity at a time. Seneca said that to be everywhere is to be nowhere. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment and the value of undivided attention. Being all over the place refers to the habit of continually wandering our mind, which prevents us from fully engaging and experiencing our current circumstances. This fragmented focus leads to a feeling of detachment and inhibits genuine connection with the world around us. People often try to juggle several activities simultaneously, which can be perceived as a false increase in efficiency and productivity. However, this often comes at the expense of our inner happiness and mental well-being. Society tends to associate involvement in multiple projects with fulfillment and gratification, but we shouldn't ignore the toll this takes, including mental exhaustion and potential burnout. Seneca, on the other hand, suggests that we should focus on one task at a time to increase productivity and reduce interruptions. For example, when reading, he would advise us to give our full attention to the text in front of us, immersing ourselves in the words on the page and eliminating distractions. This focused approach allows you to extract deeper meaning, gain deeper understanding, and fully enjoy the reading experience. Likewise, in our daily lives, Seneca would encourage us to focus on the task at hand, be it work, study, or conversation, to expand our knowledge and enhance our intellectual capabilities. By dedicating our full attention to each task, we can achieve greater quality, productivity, and fulfillment. This intentional approach allows us to avoid the pitfalls of multitasking and scattered attention, enabling meaningful progress and excellence in our activities. Time management. Seneca placed great importance on time management. He believed that time is a precious resource and that how we use it determines the quality of our existence. Therefore, focusing on one task at a time is key to managing your time effectively. Seneca recognized that trying to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously leads to inefficiency and lack of productivity. Consider the following scenario: you only have 1 hour to tidy up your home before leaving for a scheduled appointment. However, as you start your tasks, You get distracted by answering some messages on your cell phone and remember a crucial work email that needs to be sent immediately, as well as 2 phone calls that need to be made. Additionally, you also need to feed your dog. Suddenly, your cell phone alarm rings, marking the end of your hour, and you realize that you have 4 tasks started, but none of them completed. You need to leave immediately so as not to be late for your appointment. When we allow multiple demands to pull us in different directions, our ability to be fully present in a task is compromised. This is why Seneca encourages us to organize our thoughts and focus our attention on the task at hand. This not only improves our mental health by preserving our energy, but also increases our productivity. As a result, we make more efficient use of our time and strengthen our mind against distractions. By following this principle, we develop a sharper focus and a deeper connection to the present moment. Furthermore, Seneca advises us to control our impulses. He emphasizes that philosophy teaches us to act, not just talk. Each person must live by their own standards, ensuring that their actions are in harmony with their words. Your inner life must reflect this harmony, thus avoiding disharmony with all activities. Seneca discourages excessive indulgence in impulsive desires as he believes it can lead to moral weakness, harmful behaviors, and unethical actions. Seneca also warns us about the dangers of anger, which arises when we are unable to control or accept certain situations or events. He sees anger as a temporary form of madness that can affect our sanity and have long-lasting consequences. Acting on anger can result in destructive and irreversible actions, causing permanent damage to our lives. Therefore, it is essential to exercise control over our impulses, preventing anger from taking over us. We can change our mindset and adopt healthier approaches to dealing with intense emotions. Seneca believes that philosophy helps us cultivate self-control and introspection. This allows us to make conscious choices, rather than acting impulsively out of anger. A story involving Seneca and Emperor Nero illustrates how philosophy can influence impulse regulation. Nero was furious with a servant who spilled food on him, and, in his anger, ordered a severe punishment. Seneca intervened, advising Nero to reflect on his actions in light of philosophical teachings, encouraging him to temper his emotions and exercise power with moderation. In short, philosophy, according to Seneca, offers valuable tools to free ourselves from anger and uncontrolled emotions. By embracing Stoicism, we gain the ability to lead a more virtuous and fulfilling life. The challenge lies in avoiding impulsive reactions and instead choosing the clarity of conscious action. If someone approaches us rudely and we respond with kindness and calmness, we are demonstrating understanding towards the other person. It may be easier, out of habit, to react rudely when we receive rudeness, but the real challenge is not reacting that way, choosing to act in a way that always generates better results. This requires balance, reflection and discipline, as Seneca advocated. Seneca often discussed the idea that everything in life is temporary, including our possessions, relationships, and even our bodies. Recognizing this truth helps us reduce our attachment to external things and focus more on the present. For example, if you have a meaningful home, by meditating on the fact that it is temporary and can be lost, you can let go of material possessions and find contentment in the present moment. The practice of negative visualization, emphasized by Seneca, involves contemplating worst-case scenarios and imagining the loss of something important. This not only promotes gratitude for what we have, but also prepares us for future adversity. You can apply negative visualization to different aspects of life, such as relationships, health, and career, reflecting on worst-case scenarios and developing resilience. Furthermore, Seneca believed that by imagining our own death, we gain a powerful perspective on the ephemeral nature of life. This encourages us to live with purpose and mindfulness, valuing experiences and relationships over material possessions. As we contemplate our mortality, we develop a sense of urgency to pursue passions, nurture relationships, and face challenges with determination. Seneca also advocated voluntarily embracing hardship, comparing it to physical work that strengthens the body. He adopted a simple lifestyle, not out of financial necessity, but to temper his desire for material possessions. Embracing challenges pushes us outside of our comfort zone, strengthening our mind, promoting resilience, discipline, and gratitude. Thus, by applying these principles, we can strengthen our mindset, develop resilience, and face life's adversities with confidence and adaptability. Consider an individual who is wary of public speaking, a common source of anxiety. Instead of avoiding situations involving public speaking, this person decides to face their fear through voluntary challenges. She actively seeks opportunities for public speaking, such as joining a local group or volunteering to give presentations at work. Initially, the idea of speaking in public can cause discomfort and apprehension. However, by willingly submitting to this challenge, she develops courage and strength. With each speech he gives, he pushes the limits of his comfort zone, learning to deal with anxiety, improving his communication skills and building resilience in the face of possible setbacks. Through this practice of willingly embracing the difficulties of public speaking, she reduces the grip of fear and expands her ability to deal with future challenges. It is important to highlight that voluntary challenges can be carried out even in the absence of specific fears. For example, it is possible to go out without a coat in winter, turn off the air conditioning at home or in the car, occasionally take a cold shower or sleep without a pillow. The key is to actively choose discomfort and challenges that stretch our limits and test our resilience. By deliberately choosing to face challenges and discomforts, we develop resilience, discipline, and gratitude for the abundance we possess. By actively practicing voluntary challenges, we prepare our minds and bodies for unforeseen and challenging situations. We realize that many things we once feared are not as scary as they seemed. Avoiding self-victimization is crucial, as highlighted by Seneca. He argued that man is not affected by events, but rather by the way he interprets them. Seneca emphasized the importance of the dichotomy of control, which refers to the distinction between things under our control and those that are not. He believed that although external events and circumstances are beyond our control, we have the power to control our own thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors. The concept of amor fati, which means loving destiny, is a mindset that encourages us to embrace and accept every moment of our lives, regardless of how challenging or difficult it may be. Rather than trying to escape or resist these circumstances, amor fati encourages us to love and appreciate them, recognizing that they offer opportunities for growth, learning, and personal development. These days, it's easy to adopt a self-victimization mentality, especially with the influence of social media. Many people unwittingly become victims by believing false representations of happiness and success presented online. Comparing yourself to these fabricated representations can lead to self-doubt and feelings of victimization. To illustrate Seneca's teachings, consider the example where someone worked hard and aspired to a promotion in his company. However, when the time came, someone else was promoted in his place. Initially, this person may feel betrayed and wronged, blaming their superiors for the decision. This initial reaction is the result of a victim mentality, in which the person sees themselves as a passive recipient of circumstances beyond their control. However, Seneca would advise not to persist in these negative emotions. Instead, he would encourage the application of the principles of the dichotomy of control and amor fati. By understanding that their superiors' decisions are beyond their control, a person can redirect their focus to what they can control: their thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Instead of adopting a victimization stance, she can opt for a more rational and empowered stance. By embracing amor fati, one can view a colleague's promotion as an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. She can see it as a chance to reevaluate her skills, seek feedback, and develop new strategies to move forward in the future. Instead of harboring resentment or blaming others, she accepts the situation as it is and learns from it. This is done by redirecting your efforts toward personal improvement through applying the dichotomy of control and accepting amor fati, following the advice of Seneca, who believed that we can escape the role of victim. Faced with external circumstances, we have the ability to transform our mindset, moving from a passive and self-pitying stance to a mindset of empowerment and resilience. Seneca's lessons serve as a reminder that we have control over our internal responses and attitudes. By accepting and appreciating all aspects of our destiny, we can discover strength and meaning, even when faced with challenges. In our last point, Seneca advises us to spend time in solitude. He emphasizes the importance of moving away from external distractions and immersing ourselves in solitude to strengthen our mind. Seneca believed that by isolating ourselves, we can engage in introspection, self-reflection, and personal growth. In solitude, we have the opportunity to face our thoughts, emotions, and internal conflicts, which promotes self-awareness and clarity. We have an additional video on the benefits of silence, which further explores the benefits of being at peace. I'll leave it in the first comment so you can practice solitude regularly. This may involve activities that encourage introspection and self-reflection, such as keeping a journal or simply taking long walks in nature. By intentionally disconnecting from the noise and demands of the outside world, you create a space for deep thinking, self-discovery, and personal improvement. For example, imagine a busy professional who spends most of their time in a busy work environment, surrounded by people and multitasking. By consciously setting aside periods of solitude, such as at night, this individual can create a peaceful environment for self-reflection. During these times, they can reflect on their values, goals, and areas for personal growth. Regularly practicing solitude helps cultivate mental strength and deepens understanding of self. Seneca believed that spending time in solitude allows people to recharge their minds, gain valuable insights, and strengthen their inner strength. It provides an opportunity for self-examination and personal growth, leading to a more fulfilled life. A valuable activity you can do during times of solitude to strengthen your mindset is to engage in continuous learning and expand your intellectual knowledge or skills. Remember that you will never change your life until you change something you do every day. If you like this video, don't forget to share it with a friend who could benefit from these lessons. Help us spread this ancient wisdom. For more information about Stoicism, click on one of the videos appearing on your screen. Don't forget to activate the notification bell. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.